to deal with someone who is always miserable and cannot be happy? First of all, there are two things which shock me in the question. First, always miserable is a sign, as I told you, of overgeneralization of permanence. Nobody can be always miserable. They sleep for 2 hours, maybe 4 hours. Please don't use the word always, because you are now feeling helpless as that person is assuming that person to be helpless. To empower a person, first deal with myself first. I see two areas to deal with. One is always. Second, cannot. Is not solungo. How can it be? Cannot be happy. How can you know that person cannot be happy? Cannot is a possibility. I suspect something here, you see. How can you say that person cannot be happy? Then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Please be very, very careful when we are assuming things. I won't agree with you. Even one word I won't agree. Because I believe that a person cannot always be miserable. That I can believe totally. And a person cannot always be happy, possible. I don't know. If this a Mahatma, maybe that Mahatma can be. But always miserable, I disagree. And cannot be happy, I totally disagree. Then there is no point in discussing all this. When we don't have belief in potential and possibility, I want, shall I say, instead of deal with, can I use a little more humane term? I want to serve the cause of someone who seems to be in misery and needs to be happy. Can I make it that way? And don't say deal with customer. We deal with objects. We relate and we emote and we serve humans. Right? Misery comes when people feel helpless. Okay? And we need to somehow show to that someone that that person is not helpless. Show them a little area of influence and grow it. So there is something called circle of influence. Stephen Covey. There is something called circle of concern. Here, influence and concern. Now, the problem with people whom you think is miserable is they think there is no area here at all, nothing to look forward to, nothing which can change the current state. That's why you're using the word always. They think there is nothing here and everything is only a concern. So there is a big C and no I at all. So what we need to start doing is show them a little circle here and say, this is something which you can do. And as you keep on feeding the circle, circle becomes bigger and bigger and concern becomes smaller and smaller. And ensure that only positive words are being spoken. Ensure that someone is not feeding the misery by looking at, generally likes attracts likes at times. What happens is that person who is miserable would want to, how do I say it? Be soaked in that state of the condition. And there is a comfort in reliving hurt and misery again. And there is a comfort there. It's easy. And the person seems to think I am victimized. I have nothing to do with what is happening in future. I am helpless, etc. We need to first coach them. And we need to show them a little area where there are some things which you can influence and slowly take them out. If they are in the very deep state of depression, obviously, you shouldn't be asking me. You should be asking a counselor or a psychiatrist. And we can use positivity to reinforce all these things. So if it is that case, and you please don't use the word cannot, that surprises me. And don't believe that. Even if you have used it out of mistake, I'm very happy with you. I'm with you. If you said, I didn't mean cannot. I meant was not. Good. Is not. Maybe. Cannot. Impossible. Then we are playing their game. And tomorrow I'm going to show you a triangle. In that at times, we reinforce their misery. Not wantedly. Not deliberately. As a famous saying goes, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And the paving is good intention. But where is the road taking us? Hell. At times, good intentions are not enough. We should also need to execute it intelligently to understand, are we really helping somebody?
And Let's count our blessings and make every blessing count. Have a great day.